I'd like to call the meeting of the Springfield, the organizational meeting of the Springfield Board of Education for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025 to order.
Motion.
Mr. Adams.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Ms.
Here.
Terry?
Here.
Mr. Mason?
Here.
Mr. Furlong?
Here.
Mr. Dave?
Yes. Here.
Here.
Thank you. Would you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 4 is election of president for the 2025 school year. Are there any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Cynthia Frola for president.
I would like to second that.
Are there any additional nominations?
None at this
Okay,
time.
Mr. Adams, it's been, nominations are closed. Do you want to call roll, please?
Sure. Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes. Thank you. Next item, number 5, is the election of vice president. We need nominations. Any nominations or volunteers?
I would like to nominate Dave Hofer.
Okay, Mr. Dave Hofer has been nominated. Are there any additional nominations? If not, Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Hofer is not elected as vice president.
Thank you.
Very nice.
And we'll change here a little bit. The next item is appointment of board committees. And as we have done in the past, we will we will appoint, or the committees such as athletics, building and grounds, curriculum review, personnel, and transportation will be created and filled on an as-needed basis. The Portage Lakes representative, we need a third member for a one-year term to serve on the Portage Lakes Career Center Board of Education. So we need a volunteer or nominations for that.
I'll nominate Parker Mason for that, please.
Okay. Parker, do you accept that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then for legislative liaison, Mr. Hofer, do you want to continue that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Mr. Hofer will be our legislative liaison. And the remaining is the student achievement liaison, and that is a person that works with OSBA on committees or activities. And in the past, we have filled that on an as-needed basis, or, well, really, one of us will fill that role. Okay, and I don't think we have to vote on those. All right, number 7 is time, date, place of meetings for the Board of Education for the February through January 13th, 2026 school board meetings, and they are listed in the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
And for those who are viewing this, community, these will be posted on our calendar on the website. And the next item in our organizational meeting are the yearly procedures. And do you think I need to read those, or? These have to do with the matters that the superintendent, the treasurer, and the board president, and so on. These are things that we are expected to perform or supervise through the 2025 school year. And those, again, are listed in the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes. All right, motion passed. Item, yearly procedures will be accepted as voted upon. Number 9 is the board service fund. It is recommended that the board service fund be established in the amount of $7,500 as approved by the Ohio Revised Code. Someone want to explain to the public what that is?
The board service fund is used for professional training and other events that might occur that you guys get involved in. I just want to make a point. We've always had this amount. We've never spent this amount. Actually, last year, we didn't spend very little, less than $1,000, so. But you have to establish a fund that is earmarked just for the Board of Education in case they want to provide a variety of things in the code that you can provide, so. We're
Thank
very
you.
frugal in that regards.
You have a motion to accept that?
So motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that the board establish that this board service fund be established. Mr. Adams?
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. At this time, it is recommended that the meeting, the organizational meeting be adjourned. Motion?
So moved.
Moved in second to adjourn the organizational meeting. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. And Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola?
Yes?
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Thank you. Would you please stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Number 4. Yes. Oh, okay.
Okay, so
You're on.
I am on. So January is always the Ohio School Board Recognition Month. And this year, the school board is superheroes. So, school board members are really truly the superheroes of education. School board members play a crucial part in shaping the future of education in their communities. Their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the success of all students often go unnoticed, but yet the impact is immensely powerful. By making thoughtful decisions, listening to diverse voices, collaborating with educators, parents, and students, they help create a supportive learning environment. Like superheroes, They emphasize the importance of community involvement and reinforces the idea that education is shared responsibility that benefits in this way. In this way, school board members are truly the unsung heroes, working tirelessly to bring a bright future for all. And we have for each of you, Mrs. Frola,
Thank you.
Mr. Hofer,
Thank you. Have more hair in this.
Stay there
Mrs.
for a
Ferry,
minute.
Mr. Furlong, sorry, and Mr. Mason. So I want to thank Todd Lovell for creating these for us, and you guys are truly, and we will have this up and all year long. And we have it up here for everybody to see.
Oh, thank you. So we blame Todd for this? Or thank him? Which
You
one?
thank him, yes. Yes. So you know what? From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for everything that you do for us, and we really, really, really appreciate. And Springfield is so very much lucky to have you guys as our school board members. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Well,
So,
you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
isn't that awesome?
Yeah, this is a fun school board to work with, that's for sure.
Yeah. So,
Thank
awesome
you.
job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start next with board members informal. I'll start, if that's okay. As we're approaching the point of, it's open now, open enrollment.
Yes.
I've gotten more than one email from graduates of Springfield, former students that I had when I was on the other side of the table working in the district, emailing me about when does open enrollment start, how do I apply. One student said, I live in Firestone Park, but I want to bring my child here, and another one didn't say where they live. But I found that to be a very warm and pleasant email to open, and a good sign, or a good thing that those who lived with us through their school years are still willing to come back as parents and expose their children to us again. So that's just what open enrollment is open, so any of you former Springfield students, come on back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just a couple things. I emailed you all on the Ohio Education Policy Institute. There's a lot there. I'll try to go through it and digest it, break it down into some subsections. It's very, very interesting on how the state of Ohio has come to their taxation, which is now mainly on sales tax and reduced income tax. And they've combined 9 levels of income tax into basically 2 or 3. More on that. Since I've been on the board for a long period of time, residents have always said, hey, you need to put up athletic records in the new school. And thank you, Mr. Vaughn, for spearheading that. And there are plaques for all the sports. And as Kevin told me yesterday, it's a work in progress. So not all the slots are filled in. They're doing research for whatever record was there. And I stumbled on one that was just recently broken, and I'll let you tell who that was in the superintendent's report, if you don't know. If not, I do.
Okay, then you can.
So I'm looking at the girls' basketball, and the high score for basketball was 29 points back in 1927, 1928. And as me and Kevin talked, records are made to be set. Records are also made to be broken. That was 98 years ago that record was set. So almost a 100-year record, which leads me into this. We will approve tonight, or not we won't approve, but we will put on the ballot for renewals. Good things are happening in Springfield. Records have stood for 98 years and now have been broken by our students. It speaks to the level of how we care for our students and how we care for our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
So should we say who it
Yeah,
was?
you're gonna say, yeah.
So it was Kendall
Kendall
Wilbur.
Yes,
32 points.
32 points.
Yep, and I was there. That was great. That was fun.
That's awesome.
So speaking of sports, this weekend we had the MAC cheer championship, and we got to go. I just want to thank everybody who actually came out. Kevin was there. I think we had the best crowd in years that we've been there. Junior high came in second place, and then the high school actually took first place, and they've been working hard. And then we had both of our high school and our junior high jumpers won, Carolina and Melissa, the jump off. So they're at Wadsworth this weekend, so you can come out, crowd involvement, and yeah, I won't steal your thunder. Go ahead.
Thank you.
There's always something. We'll announce the Portage Lakes Students of the Month next month. They'll be announced this Thursday. We have 2 juniors who represent us at PLCC, so we'll bring them up next month. The sports thing has been huge. I think our bowling team's 9-1, our 300 game. 7th grade beat Streetsboro yesterday. That was pretty cool. 8th grade, not so much, but it's work in progress.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Super exciting. The gyms are filling up, which is great. The crowds are getting bigger. It's getting louder. So keep coming up, keep showing up. It's a big deal.
And our girls did what? What did our girls do?
Oh, Friday, our our varsity girls beat Woodridge for the first time in 5 years. 47-40 was the final, so that was pretty exciting. I texted all 3 coaches afterwards, and their response was, "That was fun."
Yeah.
That was simple and to the point. So.
Well, we're over the hump. We're in 2025 now. Staff and students stay strong. The year's almost over. It's just going by really quick.
It's going by very quickly. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you. It is recommended that the board approve the minutes of the regular meeting of December 17, 2024, and this is Exhibit 1 in the agenda, and it was attached.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Terry.
Yes.
Okay, minutes are approved. Number 7, this is the time for citizens' comments on agenda items. Citizens are welcome to comment on any agenda items, and there is a 5-minute time duration, but you are welcome. Are there any comments on agenda items? Okay, seeing none, we'll move to item number 8, which is payment of bills. It is recommended that the board approve payment of bills for the month of December pending audit. And that would be Exhibit 2 in the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, it is moved and second. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
yes, Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 9, acceptance of financial reports. It is recommended that the board accept the financial reports from the treasurer for December of 2024, and this is in our agenda as exhibits 3, 4, and 5.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Motion passed. We now move to item number 10, which is personnel. It is recommended that the board accept the following personnel items. 10.1 is a retirement resignation revision. Revise the retirement date of the Administrator Danielle Starkey from February 5, 2025 to March 1, 2025. Item 10.2, retirement resignation. Accept the retirement resignation of certified employee Francine Beese, effective June 1, 2025. 10.3 is an unpaid leave of absence. Approve an unpaid leave of absence for certified employee Elizabeth Chenevey for the 2025-26 school year. 10.4, unpaid leave of absence. Approve an unpaid leave of absence for classified employee Becky Tepus to begin once leave is exhausted through approximately February 3, 2025. 10.5, employment. Employ the following as a classified substitute per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective first day assigned, and that is Paula Schutz. 10.6, athletic supplemental contract. It is recommended that the board approve a 20% athletic supplemental contract for Gregory Ben Lally as the varsity football head coach for the 25-26 school year per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, couple things before we get to man of the hour there. Francine Beese is going to be retiring from us. She started here in 1994, and she started as a second grade teacher at Lakemore, and she's taught at Lakemore, Young, Roosevelt, and then finally ended up at Schropp, where she was taught 5th grade. She's taught 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, so she's going to be truly missed. And she's one of the benefits of STRS changing from 34 years to 33 years. She thought she was going to have a little bit more next year, but she's going to be missed on that.
We thought we'd have a little more of her.
We thought we were going to have a little bit more of her also. Kevin, I'm going to set it up to you now. You want to introduce Ben?
Sure. Just quickly before I introduce Coach Lally, I do want to take the time to publicly thank Coy Tanksley for his time as our football coach. We know that he picked up the torch at a time that was very difficult in his life, so they'll never be unnoticed. We appreciate it. He's going to be able to spend a little bit more time focusing on his true love, which is wrestling, so we're excited for him for that. So thank you to Coy Tanksley. Next, we're very excited to introduce Coach Ben Lally to the Spartan football program. We have talked quite a bit over, it's only been a week, but it seems like it's been much longer. Data rates are going up in the Vaughn and Lally household, but knowing that where he's come from, he has a wealth of experience. Most at the college level. I believe it's been roughly, off the top of my head, about 20 years that he's served at the college level, coaching the game of football. And everybody that I speak to says nothing but outstanding things about Coach Lally. We know he's a leader of men. He's going to be a great role model and leader by example for our football program and anybody that is attached to it. And we know he's going to be an outstanding mentor to his staff. So very excited to have him aboard, and just with a little time that I spent thus far, I can see that all of those comments about him are very true. So we're confident for good things to happen in the very near future. Coach Lally.
Please do.
So, I would like to thank the members of the board and Superintendent Monachino and Mr. Vaughn, and for this opportunity to lead the program, and have to thank my fiance Melissa for all the love and support, allowing me to coach football over the last several years, and then I look forward to leading making the Springfield community proud, not just on the field, but in the classroom and the community. So again, thank you for the opportunity, and go Spartans.
we have them.
Okay.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yep.
I got you twice. Who did I? Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Hi.
Mrs.
Did he
Frola.
say me and I missed it?
No, he didn't say you, and now he
No, I
did.
didn't say you.
Yep.
Okay.
Motion
So
passed.
the motion, so everyone's voted, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You got them all excited there.
Sorry to do that to you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, welcome. Welcome,
Welcome.
we're really excited.
I'm excited to see in the resume and what Mr. Vaughn sent us as data for consideration of this hire. The focus was on the student, not on the team. I know the team's important.
Right.
You can't, but it was very much on doing things for the individual kids, and former teacher and administrator. I love that. Thank you. I think we all do.
Awesome, thank you.
Number 11, College Credit Plus Memorandum of Understanding. This one is with Kent State University. It is recommended that the board approve a memorandum of understanding with Kent State University for the College Credit Plus program for the 25-26 school year, and the memorandum is Exhibit 6.
So moved.
Second.
And these are memorandums that we do with all the colleges for CCP courses.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Question. Should we have done this recognition of students, or they here is?
No, we don't have them.
Okay. Number 12 is resolution to execute a I can read this, to execute a temporary easement. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution authorizing the president of the Board of Education and the treasurer to execute a temporary easement with the County of Summit, Ohio, to assist with the installation of sidewalks along Canton Road. We'll even go out and help them build it.
Yes. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved in second that Mr. Adams?
Oh, hold on, Dustin's
Oh,
going to
okay.
explain a little.
So this easement and sidewalk will be from get-go to the high school on our property. There'll be other pieces of it right around in that intersection there. This is part of a project improving the Canton Road Sanitarium intersection there, but this will go from get-go to our property where we have a sidewalk ready to receive the sidewalk along Canton Road. So we're very hopeful. We've kind of heard about this project for a few years, but hopeful that we'll start seeing some progress this summer.
Yeah, it will help as I drove bus with our transportation superintendent right after they let out of school, and it's like you have this mass of students heading up Canton Road, so that sidewalks will be welcome.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. Number 13, excuse me. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution declaring it necessary to submit the question of the renewal of an existing tax levy to the electors of Springfield Local School District pursuant to sections 5705.194 to 5705.197 of the revised code.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Motion passed. It is, number 14 is, it is recommended that the board approve a resolution declaring it necessary to submit the question of the renewal of an existing tax levy to the electors of the Springfield Local School District pursuant to sections 5705.21 of the revised code. That's
Motion.
because we have two issues to put on the ballot.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Parker already did it.
Oh,
You do second?
Quiet.
Yeah, it was. Mrs. Frola?
Yes?
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item 15 is the first reading of proposed school calendars for the 25-26 and 26-27 school year. And again, those are attached as drafts, and I don't believe that requires any.
No, it's just,
Voting.
no, it's just a reading.
Okay.
This was the first year, though, that we did it a little bit differently. We had first a committee with some teachers helped out, and then we did it with classified. So it was a group effort with the calendar.
It seems like a school year seems to be starting earlier and earlier.
No, it's the same day.
It just seems,
It's the same day.
I'm just getting older and older.
All right.
Same day.
Item number 16 lists the board policies that we have received.
Okay.
No,
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 no.
I'm one ahead,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, 16, we have to vote on that one.
We have to vote on this one. All right. There's no motion. Don't we have to vote?
Yeah, you have to make a motion on that
All
one.
right. It is recommended that, I'll just ad lib here.
Go ahead.
It is recommended that the policy 2265, which is the protection of individual beliefs, affiliations, ideas, or principles of political movements and ideology be accepted.
So moved.
Second.
Remember, this is the one we had the first reading last month because it needs to be in law by January 25th or something. Okay.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Ms. Terry?
Yes.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes?
Mr. Hofer?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed, policy accepted. Now, for item 17, the board members have received copies of the items, the policies, and the whole page, so I'm not going to read them all. But these are the first readings and that we have, and then we will vote on those at the
In
next
February.
meeting. So everyone who hasn't read them yet, we need to read those by the next month.
If you have any questions, give me a call. Sorry, I couldn't give them all to you at one time like that.
Well,
It's only 160 pages.
It's only 160 pages.
And that's the way they typically roll in. They roll in.
Yeah, this was a lot of changes. This is a lot of changes.
but the holidays
Yes.
took over. All right, number 18 is the treasurer's report, Mr. Adams.
All right, I'm going to sit down here. As Mr. Hofer discussed, the importance of what we're doing here in Springfield, and just the, unless you're blind, I kind of see it as a renewal in this district. I mean, people are getting excited, things are happening, the kids are doing great academically and athletically. And what we have here is we're in a crossroads right here financially, and it's kind of confusing for me because we're talking about renewals, we're talking about levies that have been passed by our taxpayers for the past 25 years. And like we've said earlier, we are not asking for new money, nor will we for a considerable period of time. But these renewals are essential. We passed one of the three, but we haven't passed these two. They'll generate $4 million. So you can imagine what would happen to this district. if we lost money that we've had for 25 years. It would be devastating. It would put us in a situation where we've never been put before. And that's just the reality of it. It represents 25% of the property tax revenue earmarked for the general fund. So I'm just, you know, we can only talk about facts, so you can see how much we're talking about here. And again, it's very important to understand these are not new money. These are just renewals that we've been fortunate that our taxpayers have passed in the past. So I just want to keep this up and make people understand how important this levy in May is for the Springfield local schools. Thanks.
There will come a time we don't have to do this.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Adams.
You're welcome.
Central office report.
Just want to briefly remind everybody of my presentation last month where we introduced the new school menus there. Those are live online for parents, students, everybody to see there, which include the additional details about lunches there. Along with that, we have implemented a new point of sale system in the cafeterias, and there's been some changes to the online accounts system, so more information will be coming out, some details with that in our newsletter tomorrow to introduce that to everybody. All account balances from the old system have been brought over into the new system, but parents will need to take some additional steps to be able to continue to add money to their accounts with the, you know, reminder that all school meals are free, but that money that parents want to add to their accounts for a la carte items, particularly at the 7 through 12 building there. So watch for tomorrow's newsletter for more information about that.
Couple things. One, if you're a parent in our district and your teacher was using Remind as an app in order to contact you and keep you up to date, we recently learned that Remind's privacy policy does not align with Senate Bill 29, and therefore we had to stop immediate use of Remind. So if your teacher was communicating with you that way and they've stopped, it's not because they want to, it's because unfortunately, following the laws that we have to follow, they definitely have to do that because we want to follow the laws. I would also like to say I've been very fortunate, and I have been spending a lot of time over at Schropp since before Thanksgiving with Mr. Germanovich, unfortunately being out with surgery. Our kids are awesome. Like, I get to experience it every single day. Kids are coming in, they're excited to be there. You know, they're learning a lot. They're doing a bunch of activities together so that they're forming that community. We've got great kids here in Springfield who deserve the best. The renewals would help continue providing that situation for our students, but like I said, I just happen to be blessed because I get to see it every single day.
Just a reminder, as we enter the first month of the year, that means that preschool registration and screening will begin soon. If you have a preschooler or know a neighbor or a friend that has a 3, 4, or a 5-year-old that misses our August 1st kindergarten cutoff, please have them register for preschool. We have plenty of spots every year. We have been very fortunate to almost fill every spot we offer every year, but preschool is such an important foundation, and we usually offer at least one screening date a month starting here in February, and those dates will be coming out on social media and everything as soon as we finalize them. But please consider sending your child or neighbor, tell them, Sella, our preschool, because our preschool teachers are great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So, you know, today was kind of cold. Yeah. It was cold. It was cold. So, you know, of course, we get a lot of questions about school closings. And, you know, when do you close school? When do you close school? You know, I mean, this is a process that we do not take lightly at all. We usually start the night before And there's Dustin's usually being Dick Goddard on the weather and giving me updates on where the snow's coming or the cold. We get into phone calls with our text messages with superintendents from, I think I'm in like 3 or 4 different superintendent text groups that we talk about. And it's really a decision that is made wholeheartedly. You know, we want the kids in school. That's our number one. You know, if it's dangerous or, you know, we feel that it's unsafe, that's when we will call school. Again, if we can call the school off the night before, we will. If not, we will try by 5:30, 6 o'clock the next morning to do it. It seems like these last couple times it snowed, it starts snowing right at like 6:15. You know, so it kind of throws everything off. For the cold, we usually look around the wind chill being between like -12 to -15 is when we start deciding that we're going to close school for that. Melinda, our bus supervisor, she's out looking. We have our maintenance guys are out. Dustin's usually out. We get in contact with our road crews from Lakemore and Springfield to see what their, you know, how the roads are for them. So it is very a collective decision that we make. And again, for the families out there, if ever there's a time that we have school and you feel that it's unsafe to come to school or you don't feel safe driving or you think it's too cold, please just call the school and say, hey, I'm choosing my right to stay at home today because of weather. And we will mark that off as an excused absence. So we try to do the best that we can. I think we hit it probably a good 90%. That's a pretty good, you know, sometimes we're off a little bit, but we really try not to be. So,
But the weathermen are off half the time, so we're doing.
right, like we were not supposed to get snow like this. I mean, we've been watching it and, you know, we were only supposed to get like a little bit of snow between 1 and 3 and it hasn't stopped. So, I guess that's the job you want to be if you don't want to ever be right about anything. So with that, also I'm very excited about everything that's happening in the schools. Our sports are doing fabulous, our academics. We have so many different programs coming in, from our littlest guys with Sparks. We've got about 9 to...
Yeah, there are 9 kids registered right now with Spark and early intervention.
Early intervention, so we're hitting them at 3-year-old to get it. We have programs like Book Nook, which is
It's an online tutoring program through a grant that we received through the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce, where we're allowing 16 kids to get about $3,000 worth of free tutoring. Also, just to add into that, we also have Too Good for Drugs starting in our 2nd grade, our 3rd grade, our 5th grade, and our 6th grade, which is Think Dare program of anti-drugs, but it's more about the healthy choices for you and your body instead of the bad effects of drugs.
Right.
So we have that program starting in both elementary buildings.
and it also hits things like, you know, social media and different things like that. So, I mean, we do have a lot of programs, great things that are happening in Springfield. And, you know, to piggyback on what Chris said, we're just moving upwards and we need to keep moving that way. So, thank you. I'm done. Okay. That's it.
Well, that's a lot of good news. Excuse me, number 21, there are some items for your note. January 20, Martin Luther King Day, no school. February 12th, Schropp Intermediate Conferences are from 3:30 to 7:30. February 14th, no school. That's not because of Valentine's Day.
No, it
Just
is not.
happens that
No,
way.
it just happens to fall.
And February 17th is President's Day, no school. February 18 is the next regular Board of Education meeting at 6 p.m. in this location. And February 27th, Springfield High School and Junior High conferences are from 3 to 7 p.m. So if parents want to schedule a conference, make sure you put that on your calendar.
Okay, I do have one more thing.
Okay.
Okay. Michelle, can you talk a little bit about the PBIS? Yeah. Because I just used it and I gave like, because I wanted to play, so I gave him a point today.
We have
Online,
a membership or a partnership with Portage Lakes, and Portage Lakes has paid for us to have the same online program that they have for PBIS rewards. PBIS is the same thing as our Spartan Standard. They have paid for that for all the schools that feed into their program, so that we're using the same system. So Spartans are respectful, responsible, safe, and kind. And we are using an electronic system to give our students points. They can log into the system, and so can our teachers. And one of the things that we kicked off at the semester change was we had sent an email and we invited our parents to download the app that's PBIS Rewards so that they can see their students' accounts as well. When the parents do that and they set up notifications, every time the teacher gives them a point, then the parent gets notification and they know about that positive interaction at school, as well as the student sees that. And then they can accumulate their points, and then they can use that in one of the stores that we have for rewards. So there's a school-wide store, and then their teachers can have stores as well. And the stores include things like there are trinkets or there are items that they can cash their points in for. Some of them are snacks or pencils or erasers or whatever. But there are teachers who have, they can move their seat for the day, or they can give an answer to a question, or maybe not answer a question on a test. Or like Madame Smith says, if you have, it's a tremendous amount of points, you can have an extra crate making day in French class. So there are lots of creative ways that the kids can receive things. One of the things we're doing for students who have perfect attendance in any given month is we're opening up the gym the following month for a week, and we're having an event where they can show us their points. If they earned perfect attendance the month before, they can go into the gym during lunch, and we'll have guard games in there, like the big Jenga and Connect Four and those kinds of fun games. So another opportunity for them to have something special if they have great attendance. And we just had our DLT meeting today, and both the junior high and the high school increased our attendance or improved our attendance for the month of December from last year to this year, which is kind of hard to do. Like, we had good jumps that first year, but then since we've improved, they're linear jumps, right? But we improved, I think, 0.9 in the high school, and the junior high just held steady at a 0. But
that's awesome.
I think kids are excited. They're starting to cash in their points, and we're trying to ramp it up more this semester. We had Dying to Donate at Dairy Queen this evening from 4 to 7, so that money helps us buy the kinds of things that we are incentivizing the kids with.
Would, if you sent the email to the board members, would they be able to download it on their apps if they wanted to?
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is for everybody, it's not just for teachers. So if you're in the building and you see a student and they are exhibiting one of the Spartan standards, all you need to do is ask what their name is, and right there on the spot, you can acknowledge them for their positive behavior.
So you'll tell us.
So Michelle will send you guys each an email on how to activate it. You got to activate it on your desktop first, and then you can put it on your phone. So like I put it on my phone today, and like I said, it's really easy and it's kind of cool. So when you're walking around, you see somebody doing something good, boom.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
That's a good idea.
All right.
That's good.
Okay, now I'm done.
That not. You'll think of something else.
I'm good.
That's the way you work.
I'm good.
Okay, at this time, we're open for any citizens' comments. Don't have to be on any particular item, but citizens' comments, are there any? Yes. Would you go over there, and would you tell us your name?
Hello, sorry if I sound a little congested. I wasn't expecting to make a comment today, but I'm Joey Kramer. I graduated Springfield last year, 2024, and I actually attended PLCC, and I'm very excited to hear the news about the PBIS store coming to Springfield. I just want to say I used it at PLCC, and it definitely was an incentive a bit to kind of, perform and put some effort into the work, but I do have to make a small admission that I made a bit of an irresponsible decision in my junior year, and I had accumulated a lot of points on my account, and I went around my program and I offered to buy things for everyone in the class, and it overloaded the system and caused inflation. So, just as like a precautionary warning, as we, I guess, utilize it here, thought I'd mention that, and that's all I have.
Well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gabby Franco. I just wanted to say I agree with Joey. That is amazing that they're doing the PBIS rewards. I went to PLCC as well, and I know a lot of students had a lot of fun with it. But one thing that I did want to mention is that you guys should just also make sure that all the teachers are utilizing it, because when I was there, I know that there was some students who were really great students and always doing their best and doing what they were supposed to be doing that wouldn't get any points because their teachers weren't doing it, and then there were other teachers that were giving every single student in their class 3 points a day and then were able to do whatever they wanted with it. So just making sure that all the teachers are using it would be great.
All right, you hear that, Mrs. Warner?
Good point.
I think she makes a great point, and there is a teacher side to that PBS rewards, and we are going to kick that off in February. So we're going to incentivize the teachers to start using it as well.
All right, there we go.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
And I did see in it that teachers can, say nice things to other teachers.
About each other,
Yes.
And
Everybody's
since some
used
of the
squeak.
retirement today's the last day, one of the incentive rewards will be to park in parking spots.
Ah, okay, there we go. All right.
That was mine. No, I'm sorry, it's not your spot.
Any other comments or items? Okay, thank you very much for bringing those to us. All right, at this time.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Before we go into executive session, if you guys want to talk to Ben for a little bit before we go into executive session so they can leave, and then we can vote to go into executive session.
Oh, they don't want to leave.
Okay.
So
if we want to do that first, we can do that, and then we can come back and go into
before we
executive
even
session.
have the motion. All right, we're going to take a little pause.
Take a little
here.
pause. If you want to go
Yeah.
shake hands, congratulate, whatever, go right ahead.
I'm proud.
Yes, okay. All right.
Item number 23 is, it is recommended that the board go into executive session at this time to consider the purchase of property for the public purpose, for the public, or the purpose of sale of property at competitive bidding. So,
So moved.
And second.
all right, moved in second. Mr. Adams?
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Ms. Frola,
Yes. Oh,
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
I'm having a brain fart.
Mr. Hofer.
I know, Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
I didn't
all
want to
right,
say Dave
motion
again, I've already
passed,
said
and I
Dave
will note
once.
that we do not anticipate any
There
board
will be
action.
none.
There'll be no board action upon.
So if you guys want to
return.
leave, thank you for coming.
Yeah.